Right, so after our initial 3-year funding period, we really perceived a need to engage industry in a more active manner. And for that reason, this year are launching the Academic Industrial Partnership Awards. We see this as a very important mechanism for accelerating melanoma research with a high potential for clinical impact. We perceived that the problems in academics working with industry in terms of intellectual property issues, contracts issues at the universities, some of it having to do with monetary issues, and are trying to address all of that in the format of our new awards. So what we would like to do is to accelerate the contracts process, which can otherwise be very tedious, between the academic and the industrial partner, expedite early sharing of information coming out of this research, which can only help the entire scientific community, and leverage MRA funds with corporate investments. Our strategy focuses on the academic researcher. So we give awards to academics, and even in this new structure, the academic will remain the centerpiece. It's the job of the academic researcher to go out and find an industrial partner that shares research goals and interests. And the idea is that the industrial partner and the academic will submit a proposal to MRA. The industrial partner will be prepared to match MRA funding on a one-to-one basis, either in dollars or supplies, services, contracts. Industrial scientists may even be collaborators on the projects, but may not be the primary principal investigator on the project. MRA will maintain scientific control over this process, and so the proposals must pass our peer review system and will go through programmatic oversight on an annual basis, just the same as we treat any of our other awards. We're offering two levels of awards through this mechanism, one for individual established investigators. And established we define as somebody who's had more than 4 years at a faculty appointment and who also has an established track record of productivity scientifically and clinically. And then we're also offering Team Science Awards, which, as Laura mentioned, is really the centerpiece of what our organization is all about, to get people to work together in a collaborative way. The carrot on the stick here is that the dollar amounts that we're offering through this partnership mechanism are larger than what we offer if there is no partnership. Because the issue is, why would an academic go to the trouble to find an industrial partner and go through this somewhat more complicated mechanism to get research funding? And so normally for an established single investigator, we would offer $125,000 a year for 3 years maximum, but here we're going to offer up to $200,000 a year. And similarly for the team science, we typically offer $1 million to a team over 3 years. Here we're going to offer 1.5, but half of that will be coming from MRA and half from the industrial partner. And so on this Venn diagram, we think that everybody benefits and gains from the opportunities of these kinds of collaboration. From MRA's viewpoint, we're able to maintain peer review and oversight of the scientific process and strengthen our collaborations with industry. Industry gains some public visibility and is able to enhance its academic interactions. And from the academic standpoint, they're able to leverage this research funding and gain access to proprietary compounds and information. So our timelines, this request for proposals was announced in August. We formulated this after getting feedback from many different people, including lawyers, big pharma, small biotech, people from other nonprofit organizations, and everyone told us we'll need at least 6 months to put this all together, so that the deadline for submission is in March. We plan to review these and to make the awards by late June. We see some potential hurdles which hopefully we can discuss with question and answer here. Will this be more appealing to small biotech as opposed to big pharma? Are there going to be issues with contract negotiations? We're intending to put a limit of 3 months after the award is made for the parties to come to an agreement, and if they are not able to do so, then we may withdraw the offer of award and move on down the line to the next highest scoring grant. There may be issues about public sharing of data with intellectual property problems. There may also be issues of scientific oversight. Will the industrial partner feel comfortable with MRA being responsible for the oversight of this? And what happens if one of the funding partners exits early, either if MRA perceives a problem that would cause us to withdraw funding, or if the industrial partner withdraws funding? So in summary, we feel that melanoma is a huge area of scientific and clinical opportunity, and is also a case study for new approaches. And you heard the FDA leaders today reference melanoma as one of the interesting cases for biomarkers and genetically directed therapies. We also think that relationships between academics and industry are an integral part of medical research enterprise, and so through this award we're trying to encourage that. And I think I'll stop here and maybe go to question and answer if you have any, either about the award or about melanoma. Sure. Well, you know, we're playing a bit of a matchmaker role here. I mean, certainly if we are aware of either biotech or big pharma that has an interest in certain agents or approaches, we may try to hook up the parties. We will not participate in any of the legal aspects, and so, you know, the industrial partner needs to come to terms with the university Office of Research Administration independently of MRA.
Actually, two quick questions. First, are your grants focused on single investigator projects, or do you entertain projects that might include collaborations among investigators in addition to the industrial partner?
The majority of our funding to date has been for team awards. So teams we define as at least 2 investigators having expertise that synergizes. So not 2 people doing the same thing, but 2 people from different areas of science, or from different universities, or from different countries who have a reason to come together. There has to be a strong rationale for the partnership. But 3/4 of our funding to date has been for team science.
And then approximately, do you have parameters associated with the size of the award? Is it kind of uniform, or is it largely driven by the proposal itself? How does that work?
We offer a maximum amount and a maximum term in terms of years for the award, but this is then discussed with our grant review committee. We have a 23-member grant review committee representing all areas of melanoma research, so basic research, clinical research, molecular biology, immunology, dermatology, prevention, and if we don't have the expertise we need on the committee, we draw in ad hoc reviewers. And so part of the review discussion is whether the requested budget is merited by the proposal. Sir, in the back. Yeah.
Do you have any standard policies on data sharing, on ownership of intellectual property, and on reporting conflict of interest data?
We do not lay any claim to intellectual property that comes out of MRA-funded research. So in this instance, the industrial partner would have some intellectual property negotiations with the academic, with the university, separate of MRA. MRA would not lay any claim to IP. Oh.
Will MRA fund clinical trials?
Yes. In fact, we do fund clinical trials. Yes.
You talked about the focus on transformative high-risk ideas. Do you ever do equally
Yes. Actually, one of our largest team awards is just on that subject, as earlier detection methods, and creating computer-based programs whereby this can be done by community physicians and not necessarily by a specialized dermatologist, because there are not enough dermatologists to do this in the U.S.
Way in the back, I understand. Do any members of your peer review panel have pharmaceutical or biotechnology industry experience?
I think that most of them do have research arrangements with industry, and of course, you know, if okay.
Coming out of the pharmaceutical or biotechnology industry?
No, actually, not people who have primary appointments in industry.
Any other questions? Thank you very, very much.
I was going to have to throw you out if you didn't.
They're all having this morning for taking too long. It's always good to be special.